Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hall of Fame Business Podcast. On today's episode, we're switching up a little bit. Last three guests have been REIs like ourselves. Today, we brought in a good friend of ours, an absolute animal in the tri-state area, one of the best realtors around, Rob Bunis. How we doing today, brother?
Is there like sounds back here? They're going to start cheering and stuff? There we go.
Yeah. Welcome.
Am I supposed to look at the camera?
We'll
What am I supposed
Nah,
to
just talk to us, man.
You can look at it. If you got like a message you want to send to the people, feel free to look into it. So otherwise,
I can dig it.
Yeah, treat it like a normal conversation.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course, Brad. We appreciate it. So we actually work with you. Kind of a newfound relationship. Tell us how you actually started working with us, because I actually am not 100% sure.
It's actually funny because Santini and I had this like weird connection to begin with that we didn't. Well, we knew it was there, but not really. So we're both Stockton grads, and
I did that. Nice.
Yeah. So I would always go into the gym and play intramurally. This guy's a savage on the court. So like I was nowhere near.
He doesn't believe in passing the ball.
Yeah, well, is it true? No. So like,
yeah,
I played a little bit in college, but not at that level. But when I like I would pass him, but we didn't like know each other in college. But then like, I guess we have mutual contact, Justin Johnson, right?
Yep.
And Justin and I.
Second guest we had as well for anyone.
Yeah. Justin's great, good friend of mine, and didn't realize that like Santini like had some mentorship with Justin, and they were buddies, and one thing led to another. I'm like, dude, I got to reach out to Santini. I think that's how it happened, and then we connected a little bit. Yeah. Came in, you're teaching me novations. We were having that conversation. One thing led to another. Next thing I know, I'm handling some of your wholesale stuff, handling some of the novation stuff. And
you've been doing a great job for us.
Thanks, man.
So
Appreciate it.
I think on Facebook is kind of where you jumped out at me. You had a deal with Justin, and I'm like, okay, if Justin's using this guy's probably the real deal because he's very selective of who he gives his listings to. So,
well, my mentality, like, this isn't even just real estate, but just in general, like, you help people, the money's gonna come. So if you're like helping people and you're doing the right thing at the right time and the right way, and you have a good demeanor, like, dude, everything falls into place. Yeah, that's how this relationship happened. That's how everything happens. You know what I mean?
I totally agree with that. Yeah, you're very active on social media. Very active. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Yeah, not only do you post a lot, which is great for yourself, for your business, for content purposes. You're 100% yourself, which is cool.
Yeah.
How you post is actually how you are, because this is my first time meeting you, and I feel like I'm actually reading your messages how you are. You're not fake, is what I'm getting at, which is great.
I mean, to that point, it's actually funny because this is like, again, I think I just mentioned, like I was out with another agent, Candace Dennis from Fathom Realty, and she said the exact same thing. I think it's funny because this is just who I am. I'm an outspoken person. I kind of say what I want to say, and I what's that term? It's like ask forgiveness later, like. You gotta be cautious on what you say, but I'm just like me at all times, and I don't really ask.
The way you should be. Yeah.
You know?
People love that way more, man.
Yeah, but it's important, especially in business, because social media, the presence that you have, you just want to cast a really wide net. You're not going to appeal to everybody. That's just how it works.
For sure.
You know?
I think we live in a world where everyone feels like they have to appeal to everyone, which is a dangerous mistake, I think, because you see a lot of these. We're not Disney and stuff like that, but you see these big companies kind of try to tailor to everyone. End up hurting themselves. They end up losing money. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, they try to please everyone. That's not the world we live in. Plus, that was the world. The world's never been that way. You can't appease everyone. It's just not a thing.
I think we're too politically correct these days. People expect they expect people to be that way, and when somebody like me is a little bit more outspoken, you're only going to get along with certain people. There are people. What's funny about it actually is, and I have this conversation with Mark Ricci, one of my partners, all the time. There's only some people look at me on Facebook and they're like, dude, this guy's an absolute savage. I got to meet him. And other people are like, oh, this guy's an asshole.
He's a douche, You definitely could give off douche vibes. I know you definitely feel like, this guy's probably a douchebag.
But what's funny about it is then you sit down or you have a conversation with me and I'm a completely different person. You know what I mean? The demeanor on Facebook and social media is like completely different. Well, I'm the same person in real life, but like it gives off that different vibe because sometimes people are just seeing me like, like bashing our agents. Shouldn't do, you know what I mean? But like
it's a true testament to not judge a book by its cover.
Totally.
People try to assume.
Totally agree.
Like, bro, it's literally called social media, which means it's 100%. Not really. Like, you're real, but like at the same time, those websites aren't real. You know what I mean? It's not who that person is.
Yeah.
So how much business have you drummed up just by social media?
Oh, man.
Great question.
Oh, man. I think 75% of my business at this point is in some way impacted by my social media presence. I would say that at this point I'm about 75% referral. But it's funny because, even on the wholesale side of the business, when you guys are doing the work that you're doing, it's all referral eventually, right? You're getting your name thrown out there by other people, and that's just compounded by the funnel and net that you've built, right? You know, this podcast, for example, great medium to get your name out there in more ways. That has helped my business as well. So
definitely,
you know, the Facebook media marketing, which is like just a byproduct of the video and the large product that we put out for the quality of listings is compounded.
They're well done.
Compounded.
Yeah,
Thank
they're really
you.
well done.
But it compounds itself, and because of that, you know, the people that see me in a light where it's like, all right, we have to use Rob. Rob's the guy no matter what if we're going to sell a retail deal. You know what I mean?
Yep. Those
kinds of people only think that way because of what their perception of me is from social media. Yeah, and that's kind of what has helped build my business. So 75% and like probably growing.
And the best part is, I'm assuming for the most part, you didn't spend any money on any of that, did you?
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, the only part of it that like is content that we pay for would be what we're already doing to provide a high level service for our clients.
Part of your marketing for
Part
your
of the
clients,
marketing for our clients.
But your actual stuff that you post on Facebook outside of a listing, that's just you being yourself.
Exactly. But that's how it's supposed to be.
Infinite returns. Yeah.
Well, you just gotta be you. You know, people don't want to work with somebody who's fake. If you're so fake on social media and then you go in person at an appointment, like you're like, oh, this isn't the guy I thought you were, or this isn't the girl, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's in life in general. But yeah.
How long you been in real estate for?
Whenever I get asked that question, I don't know how to answer it. So
how long you been a realtor for?
Realtor 6 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was actually doing environmental due diligence. So I was technically a field tech, but in some capacity also a scientist, which I don't know why.
I'll just say follow-up question. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, scientist makes you sound so smart, but like I'm not a book smart person, and I wouldn't even call myself a sciencey guy. But I was doing the environmental due diligence for mortgage companies, insurance companies, private investors dropping millions of dollars on big commercial deals, right? So you guys dabble in commercials, so the phase 1, phase 2 stuff, that was me.
Okay.
I was going out, I was helping delineate impacts of environmental pollution and stuff, whether it was oil, asbestos, all that kind of stuff, lead-based paint, you name it. I was involved in the industrial hygiene stuff and the other stuff. That gave me a really good foundation so that by the time I was real estate, licensed and I was doing this, it was a completely different look, but I was ready. I could explain the contract to a client that I was representing who's buying a property in my sleep. The second I got into this business because of that, just makes me I have a very strong...
That's a huge advantage.
Yeah, immediately. And you know how it is. When you're talking to clients, sometimes you're going to give them, well, what's your story? They want to get to know you. You know what I mean? That's my story. It gives me more clout because of my background.
It gives you more authenticity as well, too. Yeah.
But same for you guys, Everything we go through in life is just going to build our ability to tell a story and help people relate. You know what I mean?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So you've been there for 6 years. 6. So you got some expertise behind you now.
Yeah.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes here.
Sure.
Last few people we talked to, we kind of focused more on their business. Mm-hmm. We asked them some macro questions, stuff like that. How fucking crazy is this market?
Oh, man. Well, it's funny to just, you see what it's done over the last 3 months, 2 months, month, and you're like, oh, my God. When it comes to the rates, when was the last time you could say that it jumped this fast? I don't think it's ever happened, right? So, I don't think so, right? The impact on the market, you're just seeing so much go on at once, and we're constantly trying to redial in our strategies with our clients to try and protect their best interests, and it's just so difficult. We're
really adapting every day. It's kind of crazy.
We are every day. And the most recent thing that I'm finding is on the retail side and you can tell me exactly what you guys are seeing, but when it comes to retail deal, we throw a deal in the market, right? And we're getting buyers that are throwing in offers because they're already frustrated because they've probably been looking for a year, right?
Seriously, yeah.
But they're so desperate, and some of these agents in the market are just like, yeah, it's fine, just sign the contract. We'll figure it out later. Well, here's a dilemma with that. When you do that, you don't give, well, one, you're not really protected. You're just going to sign a contract you don't understand. Yeah. It just happened this morning on a deal. But the other part about it is that the deal is more likely to fall through because
they lost their pre-qualification letter, probably.
Well, this specific deal was a different situation where the suitable housing contingency that was in there wasn't explained by the agent because they were so desperate to get into a house that we ended up killing it during an attorney review. And that's that's just one thing. Another thing that's happening is like you go to contract with an as is, and then they have an inspection. They try to negotiate after beating 10 other offers, because they don't want it as is anymore. Like these are the things that we're dealing with right now. And the language regarding the as is or the waived appraisal is like not vague, but like
is it kind of open a little bit to interpretation almost?
But
gray area per se.
Yeah, there's a lot of things right now that I think that are getting impacted. We've been so used to the last 2 years a high stress environment in the market that now that things are going to shift more with the interest rates, that buyer hesitancy is increasing to purchase.
Yeah.
And I think that although pre-qualifications are continuing to go up, and buyers are still entering the market, we don't have the inventory. So no matter what, it's going to continue to be a seller's market for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you talk about, so Rob's very active on Facebook, check him out. What's your Facebook again? Just your name, right?
If you type in Rob Bunis, I'm probably
you'll find him. Yeah.
I don't know that there's another Rob.
Look at the douchebag post.
Yeah. Biggest asshole on Facebook.
Yeah,
will probably
facts,
pop up. Right.
Talk about this story I saw you post. I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
About the 100K over asking in Bucks County.
Yeah. So
I've heard about over asking, but that's an insane story.
So Bucks County is just in general a crazy market, just because there's a lot of higher end.
It's actually, I went to school in Kutztown, a lot of people came in the area. It's actually pretty dope out there.
It is dope.
A lot of land, some big houses.
Good school districts, depending on the township, you know. That has always been a desirable area.
Yeah.
So, because of that, what happens with the market?
A lot of New Yorkers are probably heading there too, right?
Yeah.
New York, Jersey, I think people.
I think you're finding that just in general for the last couple of years, people have been flocking away from the city because the impact of COVID and shutdowns and all this, it was limiting the ability for people to leave their home. You know, now they want to be out in a suburb or a rural environment.
While a lot of them still get the pay for the city they used to work in. Yeah. They're working remote. You get New York pay still, so you're getting New York wages to live in PA, and you could dirt cheap, and
you could afford it, right?
Exactly,
the affordability. I still think South Jersey is a completely underpriced market in terms of like the affordability. If you think about where like another city where you can buy a house for under $400,000 and be within 15 to 20 minutes of like major transportation to the city or even the city, like where else are you going to do that? It's more difficult to do that, I think, on the PA side now. But South Jersey, I mean, we're undervalued in my opinion. I think anybody buying real estate down here.
That's a bold statement, but I think I agree with that.
I think the taxes push up the push down the prices because of how much they are.
Yeah,
that's a big issue.
People are turned off by Jersey because of our taxes.
100%.
Podcast, but South Jersey. Podcast, but South Jersey, you get to go to Philadelphia you're within 30 to 40 minutes of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You're within 50 to an hour of a short point.
Yeah.
You're within an hour and a half to 2 hours of New York.
Yep.
An hour and a half to Baltimore, 2 hours to DC. I don't think there's any other place in America that gives you that much shit to be close to. It's kind of insane.
100%. And again, the price point of under 400. Now I know that's kind of getting leveraged, maybe under 450. It was bold for me to say 400.
We live in some expensive town. What town do you live in?
I'm in Heights, so no different.
I'm in Oakland, which is a little cheaper, but those areas be popping. Yeah.
We just massively renovated our house. Our tax went up $3,000. And damn, I shouldn't say this, but I go into the lady at the construction office goes, yeah. So how much money do you want me to put down on the renovation line? Because you go get permits and everything. They want to know what the cost of the build out is. She's like, yeah, just write down whatever you want. I'm like, all right. If I put the total down, I probably would have went up $5,000. The people on my street that have comparable houses are like $13,000, $14,000 a year in taxes. I'm right now paying. It just went up to like 12.5. So I'm anticipating it's just going to keep going up.
How much taxes was that Bucks County house?
Ooh, good question.
Make me hurt when you tell me.
I feel like it's higher than you can.
Higher than you think, it's still going to be stupid low.
Believe it or not, I think it was only like 13. So like when you're thinking about
high,
it,
though.
That is higher than I thought it was actually. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking a lot less.
But you've got to also understand, like,
house.
But if you're looking at like Newtown and you're looking at like Newtown Yardley, you're talking about
a lot of Phillies guys live there.
Yeah, but the Jersey school system's a lot better than PA.
That's
another thing.
Our school systems are like top 5. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think that you're also paying in that area for like the rural, like still friendly, like community-oriented area. I mean, that's what you're getting. Yardley, Newtown, if you're familiar with that, it's more of an uppity, like, they have it downtown.
It's upper class for sure, yeah.
Cool spots. I mean, but I think we digress. Let me go back to the story.
So my clients,
engineer, architect from California.
So they're broke.
Right.
They have no money.
No, they got no money.
Yeah.
No, so great people coming out here. We go look at some houses, right? And sure enough, we've now put a couple offers in, and each of them have been close to 100K over asking. No inspections, waived appraisal, all this stuff, right? Keep getting beat. It's just what it is. And that market's always busting. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. But like, I think because of what we've gone through the last 2 years in the market, it's exacerbated the urgency for people to get in houses because we've had such low inventory. We have had more buyers per house than we've ever had, and it's just like agents. There's more agents per capita than there's more agents than there are.
I swear,
houses on the market.
No offense to realtors, but I swear everyone's a realtor now. It's like, I can do it. It's not that hard. Like,
it's true. It's true. It's
so
true.
how many deals did you do last year? And I'll ask you a second question. You can answer both of these.
Yeah.
What separates you from the rest of the competition?
All right, so I love that second part's going to be a good answer.
That's
so
10-minute answer.
Yeah, so no, I'm gonna make it as quick as I can. That second part's going to be right. Let me just talk about myself.
How many deals did you do last year? I don't want a story. Just tell me the number.
So last year I think I did 60, and that's myself, not including the team.
Okay.
60, and then it's actually less than I did in 2020. Actually,
That's
I did
5%,
65. But here's the thing.
I would say, what was the value on?
Yeah. What's the kicker there?
Yeah.
My overall price point went up last year. So
and you had a team under you.
Yeah. So but here's the thing. Like my whole thing is the team that we have is a little different than a normal team. A lot of the team leaders, they're like the ringmaster. Like their goal is to like make money off those guys.
Yeah.
I have this structured because it's like more of a mentorship and coaching thing. Like my goal isn't to make $400,000 off the team each year. I could set it up that way. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy being involved in the transaction. I think it's fun. And therefore, like, that's not my main, it's not an income producer. I bring on agents that want mentorship and coaching. I teach them, and the expectation is for them to move on, and I can feel prideful that they're now successful.
You want to see them grow past
you know what I mean?
or be next to you, yeah.
Now to digress. So 60, I think last year I was at 60 units at about 18.5 million in volume.
Shoo.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot for a solo agent. You know what I mean?
Year, yeah.
This year I'm going to be above 20 million, and I might hit 23. I've closed by the end of June. I will have closed like 9.9 million.
So now, do you think that is you're getting higher listings? Is it the market?
It's a lot of things.
I mean, you're a beast. Don't get me wrong, but like, what do you
things.
see some things attributing to that?
A lot of things. So I think the last 5 or 6 years, I put a lot of time and attention to building relationships.
Definitely.
You know, none of us could do what we do by ourselves. I have to give Paul credit. I got to give a lot of credit to Mark Ricci. I got to give credit to a lot of people that have looked at me and said, this guy's a fucking real deal. You know what I mean? And reinvesting my time and energy into people like that are the people that I want to help build with. And I think that where I've gotten and where I keep going is driven by the success of others. Like I think the relationship that we have now where we're partnering on some of this stuff is going to obviously help elevate me to the next level and leverage you guys so that you guys can go and do more. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that's the point of it.
You'll meet new people through this.
100%.
Too, yeah.
So you know, where I'm going, I know 100% it's because of the relationships I built. You know,
sure.
It's got nothing to do with, you know, it has a lot to do with the caliber of person that we are as well. But like, in general, like, I don't think I could keep exponentially growing each year without being able to help other people. Like, I just think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know, social media helps, but the last 5-6 years of relationship building is like.
You're a very knowledgeable guy, but that's like only half it, man. If you like suck at communicating or talking to people, it's like, who the fuck want to do business with you? Well, doesn't matter how much you know your shit.
Right, man. But here's the thing: there's so many smarter people in this business than me. The problem is that they don't have the aptitude. They don't have. I don't know about that.
But I'm a hustler. So I don't give a fuck. I get it done. Yeah, I don't care. Some people are smarter than me, but like they don't think the way I do. That's where it's about finding where you're different than someone else, and then keying in on that.
And it also is a lot about like figuring out what you're good at and what you're not good at. You know what I mean?
So fair.
If you know what you're good at, you can outsource stuff that you're not good at and make yourself better.
Story of my life. Yeah.
Focusing on, and we talk about this, focusing on exactly what you're good at is going to elevate you to the next level and delegate everything that you can't do. You know what I mean? Like that's how you grow. That's growth. And but yeah, I think I digress again. That's just because my ADHD kicked in.
Yeah, you're good. We love it, man. This is a good conversation. It's flowing right now. So, we talked about it before, and I brought it up a little bit here recently. I feel like everyone, their mother is a realtor right now. Or
it's true.
They hop into it, whether they truly think they're good at it, or they think it's easier than what they seem it might be. I look at a lot of listings online, MLS, and we talk about it in-house. And and some of these realtors are just ridiculous. I don't know if it's the people above them or their perception or it's their client perception when they post a house, what they think it's worth or whatnot. What have you seen with, what are some bad traits you're seeing in realtors in the last couple of years?
I love this conversation. This is
I know you did. I teed it up for you.
Yeah, you teed it up. Yeah, I'm going to dump this one.
Sixers
All right.
6.
Yeah, right? Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
yeah probably not.
Aren't they playing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, let's cross our fingers, man. I was at game 5.
-1.5 Sixers.
I was at game 5.
I don't feel good. I think it's going to 7.
Yo, I was so disappointed. So my friend Jamie, shout out to Jamie and oh my God, Gary, you guys are the man, just the best. They gave me tickets. Row 116, seats 1 and 2.
Those are good seats.
They were great seats, and they let me down that night.
Disaster, you know what I mean? That's how they gave it to you. They had a feeling, yeah.
Danny Green airballing like every 3 he put up.
I can't stand it.
Like Harden couldn't drive the basket, and Embiid, because of his thumb, it's hurting. You could tell. He wasn't posting up. He wasn't driving. He wasn't sitting in the paint because he was getting doubled. Like, what are you gonna do?
I don't feel good about tonight at all.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I. But
they got the drafts on, so I'll focus on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta look at the positives,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So agent. So the running theme, and here's my theory, is that over the last couple of years we've gotten worse and worse mentors at a lot of these brokerages. This isn't like anybody watching this. I just want to preface, like, this isn't me. Like, this is my opinion. This isn't me saying that everybody in the business sucks. It's just saying,
not
like,
at all.
Look,
sometimes you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah. So I think things are shifting, right?
It's too easy to get your real estate license. That's the reality.
Very true.
That part's true. Yeah.
I think in general, market's shifting, right? It's just like the real estate market. So think about the life expectancy or life span of somebody in a specific career, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, the people that are good leave. And you have to find new good people. Just like company stresses and things that happen in a company when you're growing, right? Mm-hmm. The good mentors and the good coaches, I think, have maybe started to retire. Because if you remember correctly, the average age of realtors is above 50. So, I'm young. I'm 34. A lot of the guys and girls coming into the business who are young, they need good coaching. They want somebody who's going to be able to teach them the business from, just how to show a house to how to treat people. And understanding that it's not just about, this isn't sales, it's relationships. Mm-hmm. So when you guys have, the prerogative is to make money, but you got to deliver a quality product, otherwise deal doesn't close. Yeah. Same concept. There's a lack of training. Moreover, when it comes to like the standard that people have, which is you should have professional photography on every listing, how to handle situational problems. So I'm a problem solver. I'm also a psychiatrist, I'm a therapist, I'm all these things for my clients.
You gotta wear many hats. Yeah.
You gotta wear many hats. And I think that there's that is a conversation that they don't teach you in real estate school. So by the time you graduate, I don't know, it's not graduating, it's just passing the course, taking the state exam. Fact. You get that stuff, you have no hands-on experience at this point. You have no real understanding of anything else. So somebody's got to teach you that. But what they teach you is you're going to be an agent. They don't teach you, here, this is how to run a business. I'm going to be a business owner.
Yeah.
The problem is you've got a bunch of agents who are agents, and the brokers think of you as a employee, and you're an independent contractor. So being an independent contractor, you're not going to really get the guidance of the brokerage. A lot of these brokerages are structured to have a mentorship program or a productivity coaching program or some sort of coaching program where the agent is going to get their first couple deals and have some guidance, but those people coaching them usually have 30 or more people that they're also coaching or mentoring those same deals.
Some people are going to get left out,
Yeah, so they're going to be left behind, right?
Yeah.
That is the dilemma that we're running into. And I think in general, there's a lack of understanding of the business. You really need to know the contract. When I got in the business, the first thing I was told was memorize the contract. There's a reason for that.
I don't think most people think about that when they get into it.
No, but when you memorize, the contract is the basic guideline of an entire transaction. If you don't understand that, you can't do a deal.
I agree.
Yeah.
You subconsciously know how to run a transaction. what leverage you have, how buyers and sellers
100%.
think based off a contract.
100%.
Like this is how the whole thing's going to go through.
100%.
It's the same way in our business.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Our contracts, everything.
100%.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
And that's
screwed us before. It's helped us before. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people say attorneys, and I occasionally will say something on Facebook where, oh, attorney this, attorney that. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, attorneys aren't necessary. Well, no, the reason why they're on everybody's, you know, short list of people to call is because most people don't read the fucking contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Including agents. That's what I don't understand. It's like you have no understanding what the contract means or what it says, but you're going to contract with your client and you're not like, but guess what? That's all avoidable shit if they just have good mentorship and coaching. Mm-hmm. So that's the dilemma in this market. My number one thing is
that's the biggest
mentorship, coaching. They need to understand that. And nobody's saying your homework is go read the fucking contract.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be told to these people, and they're not being told that.
I say it's not their job to be told that. It's the people that are above that who are giving these mentors and coaches to teach that to the people that are coaching.
100%. And again, I want to preface it. There are a lot of really great mentors and coaches at 100%. A number of local offices. I can't speak for all
I know we
of
got
them.
a lot popping in our area, but I do feel like there's a lot of good realtors around here. We're definitely over. We got more than we need, but there's a lot of good ones.
I can name at least 50 fantastic agents.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's the biggest realtor in the area?
Yeah,
wow.
True. That's a good question.
Bold question.
Not broker, realtor.
Oh, man, there's so many.
Name like 2 or 3.
Like with teams, without teams?
Without.
Like,
just like
do you know the numbers? Do you guys get numbers like, or can look at, you ever look
shout
at
out Dave Beach. That's probably my guy. I mean,
really? My first flip was off Dave Beach in Clemson.
Yeah, I mean.
How much do you think he does a year?
From what I understand, he's like the number one producing Remax agent in the entire country.
Oh shit!
So I don't like. There are so many names I could drop right now.
Plus a year, probably then.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, you know, but there's so many like teams again that are like even mom and pop, like maybe husband wife teams that do a ton of business. It's tough. I think what constantly gets overlooked is that the team model and group model, they have maybe 15, 20 people on the team, and they're doing like maybe 90 million, right?
Yeah.
But people are like, all right, well, when you divide 90 by 20 people, like, well, how much volume is each person doing, Yeah. So, like, the numbers don't really matter as much.
Yeah.
You want to go with somebody who's done a lot, I think that the question of who's the biggest agent doesn't necessarily have to do with the volume. It has more to do with the units, because the units is the number that matters, right?
Yeah.
I would say so. I think that, I mean, look, maybe not. If you're doing like $50,000 transactions, like maybe that.
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Depends on the market.
You can definitely put both together.
In California, you may get away with like a $20 million.
Yeah, right.
You're not gonna get that sometimes.
Yeah, I hate that show, Selling Sunset. By the way.
Do you?
It's so unrealistic. Do you watch that show?
Yeah, I do.
It
kind
of sucks, but I can't stop watching also.
Yeah, well,
but I don't know if it's the women and the drama or the actual.
It might be the women.
houses are dope too, though. They show these houses are crazy.
The houses and the women are dope, but like
it's reality TV. You gotta
I know.
watch.
I'm not a big fan of reality TV these days. Like,
neither am I. But you know how to fucking draw you, dude.
I know, man. I get you.
Number one on Netflix. You gotta watch it.
Right.
I make fun of the Kardashians. I make fun of the Kardashians, but if I walk by and I'll sit down and I watch 3 episodes in a row, and go, damn, how the fuck did that just happen? Like 3 hours later, I'm like, god damn it.
Somebody told me that I needed to see the Kanye documentary. Did you guys watch that yet?
Well, he's one of my favorite people in the world, so
okay.
I'm a little biased, but incredible. Yeah.
Oh, you watch it?
Yeah.
I've seen like part of the first episode.
He's a legit genius. It doesn't matter how you feel about him. Take away his comments to the world.
Look,
not many people have been built like him. It's crazy.
There's a lot of people who've made weird comments, but
Yeah.
These are some of the best.
I'm a rider. He can. I swear, if he kills someone in public, I still defend him. So he's the only person in the world that I'll die for. But outside of that.
All right. So because we're talking about crazies.
Yeah.
The Will Smith slap. Defend him or not defend him?
I thought it was. I don't know. That's a good. I got